Hey, Andreen, what's up? What's up? What's up? We're just gonna chit chat for a little bit. How are you doing? Hope you are well. Good morning in the class, New York City. New York City. What's up? Hey, Shaka. What's up? Blessed love, blessed love. Good morning from Florida. I hope it's nice and warm over there. Hi, Noriax. Good morning. Good morning, Margaret. Hey, Pi Gordon. What's up? Hey, Natalie. Drea 1969. What's up? Hey, Noreen. I see you. Morning from Jamaica. Good morning. Angel Jammy. Good morning. Well, just I got have a little chit chat. I'm waiting on my lunch to be delivered. Well, my lunch slash dinner. You understand? Yes. So while we chat, we will wait. And if you hear me, if you don't hear my doorbell, I have to run go answer it because I'm a food. So, what are something? Good morning. Morning, Orlean. Morning, Missionary Vernice Hodge. How are you doing, Faith Bell? Hey, Sexy San. What's up? Ah, okay. Oh, you're in Tamarack, Florida. Okay, cool. Thank you for joining. Hi, Marcia. Good morning. Yes. So, what a whole heap of chest beating a go on, people. What all of that for? I wonder. What a whole heap of excitement and extravagance. Good morning, Rosemary. Good morning, Eileen. How you doing? Love the Purple Hearts. Indeed, J for J. We not stop say it. Listen, I'm just here relaxing, and I caught up on everything that's been going on social media. And honestly, these people need to stop being so predictable. Yeah, stop being so predictable. If you are truly moving on and focusing on your career and your development, it does not, it doesn't make sense to go back and forth, right? You know within yourself that you are doing the right thing. You know within yourself that you are, focused on your goals and great things are coming for you, etc., etc. But when you come out and you basically throw words at the public for standing up to a situation that is so unjust and so poorly handled by yourselves, it is just basically fanning the flames. And yeah, everybody's human. Now we have to clap back ever so often. But what a way to shell what a way to shell prayers and to shell vision hurt the lady. What a way it hurt her. So till you all I classify the woman as fake Christian. We know what she are talking now. And how God I go beat them. How you know what God have in store for other people's soul? You should pay attention to your own soul. You understand? Pay attention to your own soul. Everybody seems to have you've suddenly started to get to know God and you know now what God is going to do to people. No, man. Focus on what God are going to do to you. And what God are going to do in your household. Right? That is where it should be. But yes, I was, as I said, catching up on all the bits and bobs that's going on social media. Me see one whole heap of conversation a go on over one different part or one different place. For do with pit benefits. Oh boy. Me not even get involved in that. So not do wanna have to do and do the things them we wanna have to do because so everybody out here so their own big people and wanna have their own rights to do what is necessary. But can I just remind you that one thing I'm just gonna tell you in case you're not aware, PIP benefits is not income dependent. Okay? Take that from me. PIP benefits is not income dependent here. In other words, you can make your dirty money and it not affect your PIP. You understand? Yeah? PIP is based on health requirements only and nothing else. It has nothing to do with your ability to work, your inability to work. So that's just for the record. And I leave it there. Okay? I leave it there. Leave you guys to carry on handling on the bangle. But that's just a fact that I thought I should make you all aware of while you continue with your social justice path. So let me take a look at some of these comments. Tasha, bring it to her with no warning. Yes, my loves. She wants to gain the world and lose her soul. She wants to achieve great worldly success like wealth, game, and power. Nothing is wrong with that, but not when it's at the cost of her morals. She's so holy now, she a fling stone like the scribe and Pharisees. Bam! That me see. That me see, my love. All of them something that never relevant to me. So me not look out for my part. I been there hear my part. So me not read the business but about that. But me know Satasha she a gopher. And then she mentioned the whole thing about people wanting to stop her bread, right? Okay, no problem, Professor Gorgeous Lady. Catch up later, okay? Hey Simone, what's up? And nobody. Well, I I can only speak for myself. Have no interest in stopping their bread, and I have no part to play in that. I believe that she needs to execute her brand deals, do what is necessary, post her little content and her whatever for her fans, and make her money. She got kids, and she have to feed them. And I would never say to any of my graduates, go out of your way to stop that from happening. I'd never do that. That's not me. That part them in a business with, right? That part I don't care about at all. I think it's important that they maintain their expenses in a responsible way and do that accordingly. I ain't focused on that. That's not this platform. So none of that was relevant to me either. But I did listen carefully to how she put things across. And it is clear and it's apparent that money over everything. Money over everything. That's what I heard. Um, and what she's not realizing, because I look through the comments as well, that a lot of the followers are not necessarily the richest, are they? You understand? A lot of the followers are average earners, some are even below average earners, and their support has actually placed them in a position of earning financially via the internet. And it is important that we recognize that that support does not necessarily have to come in the form of buying products. It can also come in the form of actually watching your videos, clicking the like button, sharing your videos, and so on and so forth in order to raise your visibility in the algorithms. And when you speak as though you're all about your financial gain and and then you tag, and of course we will give back at the end. Um it seems disingenuous and definitely a put on. It really is about flossing and showing off upon people, as opposed to saying that you're doing this and then you're going to give back. She even promised that she was going to come back and do a giveaway. She never did. You understand? Because she was claiming she would come back if the video demonetized. So look like said the video never demonetized. So she never have no reason to come back. So it's not about valuing your supporters to say you're coming back to do that giveaway anyway. It was about making sure that your pockets were satisfied for the day and you'd done your earnings. So that's you blatantly, using your supporters to meet your bills. Okay, fine. Because that's your job in addition to your business. But when you try to make it look like you're giving back and you're doing this so that you can support others and that's a lie. That's it's about you and your kids and your expenses that you need to meet. Because You being a millionaire out of this business, but yet your husband can't afford to pay his his toll bill is contradictory in itself. Make that make sense? Hmm? So you can't afford 1,000 and something for your partner, but you are aiming, you're going to become a millionaire out of this business and declare it in the name of God. M- Milestones, my girl. Milestones. You see what I say? Her moderator told her to do it Sunday instead. Okay, so let's see if that happens. Um, Tashelle said, yeah, yes, it got to her. It definitely got to her what Tashelle said. She's prioritizing material gains over her daughter and her inner values while leaving her feeling empty or even lost on a deeper level. Well, you see, somebody else brought to my attention that the child had liked the the commentary and the picture that was placed on CMR's page, and that, you know, they found that confusing. I don't find it confusing. Remember, children love their parents even when they're doing harm to them. It is one of the things about children that makes them particularly vulnerable and easy to exploit, because their resilience means that they are able to bounce back from things in a way that they don't realize the psychological and emotional damage that has been done to them until much later on in life. So, her doing that is not a surprise to me. Trauma bonding is a thing. It is something that is cyclical in that it will continue for a period of time, and it will take maturity and counseling to acknowledge things on an emotionally mature level where it will truly matter and show itself as something that harmed. So do not be surprised, right? Remember that this child will still want to be accepted in the circle. And so far from what we have observed, she has experienced a marginalization where he can openly show his affection and attention to his biological children, but she has to remain estranged. And while a part of her would have wanted justice for herself in her little mind, really and truly, as a teenager at that stage, that precarious stage of development, it's her wanting acceptance and the appropriate love that she ought to get. So when she sees her siblings getting that, a part of her is going to yearn for it. You understand? A part of her is going to yearn for it. It is sad that she has a mother who sees wealth as more significant, um, and would do whatever it takes to sacrifice that happiness of hers, true happiness. Because remember, now, she can't really express everything right now, you know. A lot is going to be suppressed until she's adult enough to do it. You understand? Exactly. Her parents also has access to her page. Yeah, you know. Um, so she's controlled to a great degree under the circumstance under which she is. So, like I said, when those ladies were telling me that they were going to be making reports and stuff to child services, I did say to them that these things are not going to lead anywhere, because the way even the department itself is under a lot of financial burden, they're short staffed, there's all kinds of things going on. They also have a huge backlog of cases that they're not dealing with very well. So extreme situations is where you will get more of an immediate response, where harm is very evident. Now, if it's a case of the harm is not evident, um, and this is somebody that's under either under the case investigators guidance, and they find that things are settling and blah blah blah, then certain things are not going to raise an alarm. And from the display that we have been seeing clearly, it is obvious that he is being reintegrated into the household. Um, Now, there are questions obviously about his ring and why is he not wearing it and all of that. And I think everything will become clear. I listened to her when she was saying that, oh no, I got shame, oh no, I got shame, etc., etc. I know that for a fact that I ain't gonna be ashamed because hello, I don't think what anything's more embarrassing than your situation, Chrissy. I'm not gonna lie, but the only thing that could reveal itself is either she's going to say blatantly what took place and either declare that her daughter has made this thing up, and even then I won't necessarily believe it because I'll think that it's all money driven. And then the only other thing would be that she declares that she is no longer a Mrs. Carter. Now, that's the part that a lot of people are not necessarily considering because I have looked at her strategic liking of certain posts under her video, and posts that tend to speak to her remaining with her husband, she's ignored. She hasn't commented on. And that's the only other bombshell that could drop. And that's the only other thing that could make us think, okay, maybe we have judged you harshly. And that's the only thing. You understand? Anything else is irrelevant. Anything else is irrelevant. Hey, morning blue skies. She does have the support system that she needs right now and is stuck in the bubble of unhealthy guidance. Yeah, it's clear that there are some aunties around. Who's the false prophets? The false prophets is what's your name? Tashelle she talking about. Is Tashelle she talking about Foxy Anley? Right? It's Tashelle she's talking about. Very sad indeed. She's just moving forward like nothing has happened. Her head is so tough. She had drive the man vehicle. She had decorate apartment. She had cook for the boy. It's sickening. Yeah, and then she's using Christianity as a cloak for this kind of forgiveness and whatever. And that's her belief system, if that's what she wants to believe. I don't have any interest in that. I don't care about her, even if she want to have some kind of intimate. I don't care. That's a them marriage, and they must know them I work that out. My only issue is the exposure of the child to his presence and how is that being managed emotionally and psychologically for that child. That is the focus more than anything else. And it seems as though, there is a disregard or a suppression of the impact of this on the child. Um, I have watched the interaction between mother and daughter, and there are instances, particularly more recently, where she seems to be rather dismissive or aloof towards the teenager's feelings, and the way she speaks to her or speaks at her is less than warm. Now, those are the things that everybody is going to be sensitized to for the obvious reasons, not because we are trying to tear down the woman, destroy our family, this, that, and the third. It is really and truly about, hey, Tashelle, Tashelle, we just call up your name, my love. Because we there, so I try to figure out who was the false prophet and which prayer, which person, which Christian she regard as fake Christian. You understand? And we know because she was referring to it quite a lot, right? Keep the movement for Jay. Don't view her post. The next embarrassment will be a knockout. Remember that. Give the man time to settle in, then you will see. Norris, Norris is like, you see, that's why I tell you that we're graduates for a reason, Hey, Shay. I tell you that we're graduates for a reason, not a season. Because that's exactly what I came to discuss. That all of this being said, I think it's important that we do take a small pause, and we're going to allow that to happen because she is allowing it to happen. We're going to allow it to happen. It doesn't mean that we're not observing and we're not watching and we're not, noticing details. But allowing it to happen will reveal what it's really about. At this stage, I am not about to get so caught up that literally every day I'm going to come out here and talk about this. I'm only responding because clearly she wants the response. That's why she put out her little comments and throw out her little word, right? And hey, we'll go run with it because that's how it go. You understand? So it is what it is. Hold on, let me go up. What is Carolyn saying? Because I can't see her. There are so much more you can do instead of dragging these people. God will deal with the wrong and vindicate the just. Please stop now. Okay, Carolyn. All right. Because Carolyn, I'm a mother. Hold on 1 second. Carolyn, I'm a mother, my love. Yes? Carolyn can only talk now that I'm calm, Because Carolyn knows there are days when she can't come and type. Yes? So let her type, okay? Hold on 1 second, people. Let me get my jacket potato. Yes, I heard you. Give me a minute. Bloody hell. Sorry about that, guys. I just have to ask Mr. Man why am I beating on my door so? I claimed his ass like, don't you see the doorbell? Why are you beating my door like the damn police? The hell? Anyway. Right? So Carolyn, let me engage you for a minute. What do you know? What do you know? Come now, man. What do you know? You said we got it, lady. What did you get? What did you get exactly? Because Carolyn, as much as you think that you get it, you won't get it until it hits the fan, right? And then you will come back and go, oh my God, that's why HDK was busy warning us. You understand? So Tashelle says, I don't have a she and our daughter. Yeah, exactly. God ramp rough. That's all I can say. I wish them all the best. That's exactly what I'm saying as well. Like I can't be asked. Because as we clearly see, there are certain things that are priority to others than there are to us, right? Some woman genuinely put man and money over everything important. And that's a poverty mindset that I cannot connect with. And lots of us cannot connect with that because we know that there are deeper things, more valuable things in life. And regardless of what people might think, like the likes of Carol Carolyn Allen, regardless of what people might think, not all of us are here just for the tear down. We are here for the best outcome in the situation for that child. And sometimes even the people who are immediately involved are not operating in that best interest and can't see it for themselves. Yeah? They can't see it for themselves because they're too caught up in their day-to-day struggles, and they're too caught up in their previous conceptions of what family is supposed to be to see the danger down the road. Some of us have a lot more experience in life. And that man is really the problem more than anything else. But behind every man, them always say behind every man there is a strong man, there's a woman. That's what them say. And you don't have to be strong in the good things. You could be strong in the bad things too. So when you see how he is so disregarding of the fact that your name called pan a pitney and you still a push out your face pan the media, you don't even get a rest. then he is clearly being supported by his wife. You understand? He's being supported by her to do it. He's supported to do it. I may delete my videos and leave the vision one. Not delete them. Just private them if you wish, right? But not delete them. You can private them, man, because it's historic, And at some point, you may have to go rise them back up. You may have to go rise them back up, my love. Yes, that's the time is gonna come when you may have to rise it back up. And we can more or less release it, but the only way that is gonna be allowed to show itself, because the reason why I'm probably not a out even worse than people is because we apply pressure, You understand? It's because we apply pressure. The moment we stop apply pressure and them get comfortable, at that time you're gonna see for yourself. That's when you're gonna see for yourself, right? Let's see some of the comments. I don't play with God, for his eyes roam the whole earth. As much as he loves us, he's beating us hard when we do wrong, not at the same time. That is true. And what else are we saying? And we go up now. I don't want to miss nobody comments. You delivered what God showed you, and you can sleep in peace. Yeah, that's how it is. Because when somebody rejects a vision, a prophecy, or whatever, there's no reason for you to be antagonized by that. You've done what you were supposed to do. You delivered the message to Shell, and nothing else is necessary. You understand? There's no reason there to be annoyed or upset. Conscience clear and free, and you've done everything that you're supposed to do. So now you can relax and let God work. Yes, now you can let God work, and nothing else is necessary. She's suffering from disaccustom. She never thought she would have reached so far. So that's why her behavior is like that. Oh, are you talking about the fact that she a bit of a fly-by-night? That's what you're saying, Survivor Hands. That it's being unused to things. It could be. It could be that. It could be that. It could be that. And probably having experience doing without, the thought of going back there is unacceptable. So everything else I gotta be no, let me ask a question. Because like how the hater them depend here, because them love each up over here, even though they claim for say wanna love Christian, wanna love support Christian CMR. Every minute on over here. I watch the page and I get the page views. So you haters, thank you for attending. How many of you genuinely feel that this man change or is capable of changing? How many of you really and truly feel that? I wonder if I would dare say it with a full chest. So this man will never do any more wrong again. I wonder if I would dare. Queen Diamond said he will never change. Sorry guys, I'm eating my jacket potato while talking to you. Can't change. Margaret saying can't change. Change? A snake can't change in color. But them seem to believe that he's going to change because she is an enabler. I would love to share my experience as a mother in private with you because I'm in the same boat as her, but I chose my child over everything. Oh, sure. So, Five Hands, you can reach out to me on Facebook. Just send a message in my messenger. I'll get it. You understand? But me just there so wonder what they seen that we not seen. Bro, Shaka, it looks so. It looks like say them have some formula over there We purge these kind of man and turn them into the perfect man overnight. Hmm? I see them all in the comments, people. Don't leave your husband. Get back together and love him even more. Love him even more. The man where allegedly feel up your pitney. No, sir. I'm wondering now. What's going on in these people's heads? Change comes from her first acknowledging what needs to be changed. Well, she said we are got shame. So maybe, as I said, I said it. The only thing that can make with shame is if she come out and said, all you guys that thought that I was supporting this and supporting that, and I've divorced him. We correlate because of the kids. And yes, I cooked for him because he was present. I allowed him to share the porridge because I'm not a mean person. I'm not gonna starve him. He's the father of my other children. They don't have to get to that. And I keep him away from the child. That alone would I do it. Would I say, okay, but you see, these people, they're not straightforward and they're not honest. They're not honest. Right? Because with all said and done then, why you can't address why you remove the man from your video? Why none of the people them can't address that? The people that will run out over here can defend. Like Carolyn Allen. Why you can't explain? As you're a top fan, why you can't explain why you should do that? I see I lay in my bed and God let me hear convos that happening. And I text the person, she was so shocked. I heard her, she say a lie, nothing go so, and the next day text me back that I was telling the truth, but she couldn't admit it. Mighty God, Tashel, you're seriously powerful. I know that there are people that have that gift. I'm afraid of them something they do. But that gift, I've met one person that truly does have that gift. So I know it's real. I know it's real. You understand? Morning, Anne-Marie. I find it baffling how some people are saying we are bad-minded for a stance. A child was violated within their home by their parent. The child cried out for help. Who would support that, Ras? Exactly. I don't get it either. I don't get it either. Because I think because a lot of them are from a background of need. So that's the immediate thing that has drawn them to their platform. But not all of us are from that. I know I'm not. You understand? Not all of us are on that at all. Yeah? So when them come out and they make up them nice and them little salty supporters, them come and type off them finger on my page, I call up my name. Some of them I look upon them, because them have an appropriate name for them channel. You have an appropriate name for your channel. Yeah, I could have called my name till you fool. You not get no wins from me. Come in a deal with vermin. You have to come stronger than that, my love. Yeah. The Suicide song she was listening to take her life, and from that day she respect the girl my walk on. You don't need Chrissy for know who may serve. Yeah, you don't need to, you don't even take that to heart. You hear? You connected, Tashel, you said something that connected to her. That's what you did. And that's why she felt the need to lash out. You see, if I did foolishness here talk, she wouldn't look. Or because you talk something that makes sense. Something that connected. And because it connected and it was actually telling something, you probably hit one of her fears. She felt the need that she had to respond to you. Because I'm going to tell you, say, half of that speech was for you, you know. Oh, yeah. All that part, the queen of them, and me forget about that. She said, we have a group up. I mean, I have a group up with that soul. But still, big up the Purple Art group. But this was going on before I even knew they existed. If you look at my channel, you understand, a long time over yourself. I talk about same my dirty ways. I don't know. Yeah. The only difference is that at the time it was in support of Chrissy. It has changed direction now because of the fact that she's not taking a stand. You understand? Yeah. She dropped her word on Kim too, yes. She did. She's clueless. She take Samar out in playpen and push him on playground instead of punishing him. What motivation you have to change? No, there's none. There is none. As I'm saying that there is only one unanswered piece of the situation. And all will reveal in time. And that would be why he's not wearing the ring. Whether or not he's going back into the house. Yeah. And if they're in a relationship, because she literally is doing everything that she can to hide that there is one. Which means that currently, the only knowing she's giving him is knowings as a father of her children. She's not giving him knowings as a husband. He's the one that whenever he refers to her, he says, my wife, my wife, my wife. But she not get no knowings from him. You don't hear her use the terminology, my husband, my darling, my babes. Nothing like that. Yeah. Although we hear babes in a conversation on phone. But we don't really see her give no knowings. So there is a reason for that. It could be about separating herself for the purpose of money again. Brand purging. Making sure that our brand is kept clear of the scandal. And it's purely for that reason. She could have given the impression for the purpose of her contracts that they are not together. And the public is unaware. Because if she has those discussions in private, notice that she was very quick to bawl out about the people who daring to try to take her bread, that it would never happen. And we know that America has a very strong cancel culture. So the fact that she's so confident in that means that she has mitigated the circumstances in order to safeguard her purse. What would make a brand comfortable to continue with a person who is being accused of supporting a child molester? Only one thing. We are not together. You may see us co-parent, but we are not together. And if you notice in our blogs, you don't see any intimacy between us. Everything that you see between us is about the kids. I'm giving you a scenario now, a likely scenario too. Therefore, you can't expect me to completely cut him out of my life because he's the father of my 3 girls. But rest assured, if you notice, there is no ring. There is no intimate moments. Brand deals will go, okay, she's taken a strong stand. She's left the bugger. What more do we need? Fair enough, she doesn't want to necessarily describe that to the public. And I'm left it at that. Right? Let me see something else and I'll go on. I'm busy eating them. Yeah, so Sexy San said, I think he's no longer living in the apartment. Siobhan said he's home and he was in CMR's studio. I think he can't afford it. Well, I know he's in the studio. He was in the studio in his last blog because I saw the black background and we recognize that from TikTok and everything. So maybe. Hope we don't have to wait too long to be embarrassed. Yeah, like bring it on. She was given the opportunity to turn the situation to a movement that could have changed thousands of lives and grown her channel to numbers that she could never imagine. No man, a man, she said. That not gonna happen. A leopard doesn't change his spots, so make she stay. I just don't want anything to happen to Jay. I have watched that little girl grow up, and she's not a liar until proven otherwise. I will stand by her. Ditto. Vanessa is reminding you guys to like up the live. Thank you so much. It's over 110. I'm confident that the rest of you will start to like as well. Yes, just double tap the screen and that will give you a thumbs up right away. Okay, double tap the screen. That's the reason why my page is Survivor's Hands. I'm a survivor but had to stop doing videos because I have a matter before the courts. Wow, your story does sound very, very riveting. I would definitely like to hear from you. Right, and I always appreciate parents who take a stand against these things and don't blur lines or try to deceive the public in a way to generate income. Like some people that we know, and don't clickbait the hell out of the circumstance while not sharing what's really going on. Yeah, which is what they've done. May hit the hammer on the nail. Yeah, man. This is why she's so confident to say that. From Siobhan's video at the gym with him and Chrissy, obviously the pervert was there too. When you watch her channel, Siobhan and Samars about that. Yeah, they were there. They were all there together. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, people. That's not my concern, right? We already know she's a yummy. That not gonna change. You understand? So that doesn't surprise me. I am just looking out for the interaction with the child. You understand? I'm just looking out for that. I will continuously say that her biggest money mistake was sitting with this man. She could have been a millionaire mommy with her girls. All know. Yeah, she could have been by now. She would have been. Do you know how many people they've lost as a result of this? Make that make sense. If it really was all about money, guys, think about it. She could have gone the other way of saying that, listen, I'm taking a stand against this. I'm all for protecting my daughter. My husband is seeking the help and getting the help that he's supposed to have while we're living in separate spaces. For now, it's my daughter's priority. Her sales would have jumped through the roof. She not gonna do that because she prioritized the man over the situation with her child. She not gonna do that. Essentially, she's not throwing him under the bus. And that's what that is. So whatever shame, we're gonna shame. It not had nothing to do with the movement for Jay. The J for J movement now go shame. What the shame she referring to is shame with regards to how people have regarded her, not the situation, and not that the man there. She tired the man. I thought she can't leave him backside. She doesn't have the mental capacity to understand that. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, she must be very uncomfortable. Foxian, she must be extremely uncomfortable. You understand? They don't vlog in that apartment. I have noticed it too. I've noticed it. If I see my walk around in that place, my figure say, something's afoot. Someone at the apartment who knows about the situation / this tire. I think so too. I think so too, because we were saying, you know, people were rationalizing that it's Chrissy / the tires and stuff. But when you see the interaction after the tire slashing with the porridge and the ray and the tea, I'm like, nah, it ain't Chrissy that did it. Somebody did it. And I said it on my platform before, that it could very well be somebody who's aware of a situation that did it. I remember saying pasted in that paper, you know. It just takes somebody who is astute at news to spot him and recognize it and say, oh, I see. We don't tolerate those kind of people around here. You understand? I listened to the officer one time because I want justice. 7 years of waiting for it. But God is good. Yes, Survivor Hands, you sound like you have a hell of a story to share. This is my first time here. I pray for this child, but nothing good would come from this. But this woman threw a child under the bus. What a shame. Yes, Avril, big up yourself, and thank you for joining. I resume tired, Lady V. Lady V, I think it's that way. Remember, they did a whole prank where he said, oh, you can't leave me. You can't leave me. No matter what, you can't leave. And she did say, oh, I want to leave. I want a break. I'm not attracted to you anymore. And he was like, you can never leave me. You can't. I've watched several videos of 18, 19, and 20. Some things, some things who are talking about how much they hated growing up in YouTube family. Yeah. I look forward to possibly hearing from those children in a few years. A lot of them, Charisse, have complained as adults how everything about their life was exposed against their will, and that they were more or less cajoled and controlled by their parents to live this open life, and receive a lot of criticism and, you know, a lack of privacy, and that they eventually resent it. But you see, Jamaicans are fairly new to this in comparison to other influencers. And there has been no focus or study on content creation in our island and in the diaspora per se on an academic level to look at the psychological effects of such lifestyles on children who grow up in these situations who are of migrant families. Because nobody really invests in a full well-being other than us. So we can reason it on the platforms and reason it amongst ourselves, but most of the investigatory work and the analysis has taken place with white examples of influencers who have come into social media with their families, their children. Those cases have proven that the children have grown up to resent it, and many of them have been exploited financially, meaning that the parents have literally taken the earnings, splurged it on their own personal lavish lifestyle, and then, having done that, have set nothing aside for these children as they grow. And if the children take up a certain percentage of the content, then that percentage ought to be put aside for them in order for that to go towards something of their choice when they hit a particular age. I've explained to you that a law has been passed in America for the purpose of young influencers, incomes being protected. So it's gonna roll out in more than one place, and let's see how that plays out. It sounds like a great university course. HTK, I would definitely take that course. Yeah, because media is evolving, and media studies isn't what it used to be. Social media content creation has to now feature in most media courses of the modern times, because it is now a legitimate occupation. That's what I'm saying. I don't get offended when Chrissy does her content, and I have no interest in her stopping her content. This is not my concern. I don't care. I don't care about her brand deals. I don't care about things like none of that. Actually, I see nothing there for me to be jealous of or envious of. I live in a first world country where I literally cannot starve. I have no desire to try to take somebody else's income, and I don't watch what they earn and how much money they're earning and stuff. I may be aware of it for the purpose of informing myself how true this family is, but am I jealous of it? No, can't be. You understand? I've explained quite clearly, owning property is not something that I need to lust after because I own property. So I don't care about that. I don't care about big cars. I don't care about money in back. Me not lacking in none of that, right? It's really about a situation that has been exposed to the world about a child that was watched growing up in our diaspora on social media, and how that has been handled by a family of great influence. It has been handled extremely poorly, right? Very, very poorly. And it's the way that it's been handled that has resulted in the backlash and the beating out here. Wanna get on social media. Pay the light bill. Andrews, come and pay it for me. How about that? And Andrews, you look like you really and truly want to pay the light bill for me. I'm happy for you to pay the light bill for me, Yeah, man, me take that. Drop it. Them love talk about people bad mind. Everything a bad mind. I know it's a very narrow-minded perspective. Jamaican people love to use that word a lot. And it's usually as a result of failed analytical and critical thinking skills. She doesn't know that some of us are humanitarians and community leaders that care about our youth. Angel, Jamie, if I could tell you my background there. Yes, correct. Absolutely correct. Remember, I told you, and I've told many people who have been on my page, that I was a domestic abuse officer. I have always been involved in advocacy. Always fought for other people who needed mediation and protection from predatory behavior. Always. Even when I was a classroom teacher, I was a safeguarding lead. So, this is not new to me. It's something I'm passionate about. Right? And different people have their different motivations as to why it's something that they need to speak about, right? But as I said, I've been speaking on this man's behavior for years. Actually, since the first scandal with the barely legal girls. And even then, when I spoke about it, I warned her. I said, more is coming. So when the more come, you think I'm not going to say nothing? I had to come out and say, see the more, yeah. Now, what are you going to do about it? And now, just watching her and her behavior now makes me know that very little is going to be done about it. So at this point, after you put sense out there, the sense not go in, you put it in calmly. The sense not go in, you put it in harsh. The sense not go in. What you do at this point? Those of you who are expert disciplinarians on my page, when you put information in somebody's head in a gentle way, diplomatic, and that not work, then you start do it in a way that is harsh, and it not work. What you do after that? It's not like them now here. And this is why he responds to you, because he realizes that you're one of the intelligent threats. They're fearful of you differently. Correct? That are true. She have no feelings for that child. Her first wash belly, she was not feeling her pain. Well, I've definitely picked up on moments when she was cold towards her. Yeah. I see that. Leave them, let them feel even more. That is it, plant-based somewhere. That is it. That is it. You let them feel. Because what I'm saying in Jamaica, all who don't hear will feel. So you leave them at that point and you let them feel. Yes, very embarrassing. He does embarrass his family a great deal. And I really and truly hope he takes that on board. That none of this would be happening where his wife is concerned had he not persistently embarrassed her. That's why I will always say he's the weapon that rises up against his wife. No, she does not. Charisse, she does not have a clue the caliber of people who are weighing in on the matter. She doesn't. No matter how you see me going with myself and so, with the theatrics. Theatrics is entertainment. That part of it. But don't play with it. Right? I am equally my own boss. And have been for years. I'm still standing. Even through COVID, I still survived that. Go for sure, my business, them can be doing badly. And I never had to take any loan. Think about that. But at the end of the day, I know that people of caliber follow my page. Many have reached out to me. They're extremely high caliber too. The most them will do is tell me so then them not like it when me cuss. But I know it's a phase. It is. He cheated with 2 young, narrow-minded girls. Why wouldn't we believe Jay? Thank you. Big up yourself, Patricia. He's creepy, don't look at you. I think she now realizes that the J for J movement is growing and now people are now holding her accountable. I don't think that matters to Chrissy. You see, with Tashel, what hurt her with Tashel was that she thought that Tashel had more belief in her before. And I think she saw Tashel as somebody, one of the bloggers who would eventually turn around and start to sing her praises and stuff. When Tashel came out and gave that prophecy, that vision, it shook our foundation because remember that she's also a very superstitious woman, you know. So, you know, like I mean, no, if Tashel tell me that, I say, Cha, Tashel go on here. You understand? And it not bother me to that. But she's working on her faith. And that statement, especially about her being fully naked, which is about complete humiliation and shame of a public nature, it really bothered her. You understand? It really and really and truly bothered her. Because then she's realizing that Tasha is seeing a bit deeper than she really wanted her to see. Never sit well with her soul. So that one really and truly did bother her, because when me tell you say that one day, she didn't want to address more than anything else. Then she was like, oh, them have to group up, Everybody have to group up. Tasha is individual, I'm individual. Vibes is individual, but Vibes having people. You understand? And then there are other channels as well that are also individual channels doing their thing. But we do have a common support, and that is for the child. That is for the child. And that is literally the only thing in common. We all believe that that man is a danger. We all believe that having him around the little girl is a risky situation, that it is going to have a long-lasting negative impact on her as she develops and she's, and she's able to express herself. We all believe that he is incapable of repair based on his track record. And now we believe that you have willfully deceived the public into thinking that you are not a unit and you're not fully behind him and supporting him, despite what your daughter went through, because you are out here deleting clips from videos of his presence in your property and giving the impression that you're only having a meal with just your daughters when he's blatantly attending the premise to eat. That is what we're talking about. Those are the things that land you in hot water in terms of criticism. What's crazy to me, she's calling Tashella a false prophet, but her so-called pastor cousin was truthful, so I guess only family members is with her. Yeah, because I suppose is a prosperity prophet. So the prosperity prophecy must make her feel like, say, afterwards she gonna be a millionaire. So she'd rather listen to that. You understand? Right? Your ability to intertwine theatrics with intellect is what makes your channel refreshing and thought-provoking. Big up yourself, Sharice. Yeah, I do the theatrics. So the theatrics is about entertainment. It's not necessarily me by myself. This conversation here that you're having with me, is me by myself, minus theatrics. Yes, theatrics is when it's about a blend of entertainment and information. And every YouTuber has to know when to switch that on and switch that off. It's a part of what makes engagement happen, right? Because, people be scrolling through, they'll hear the theatrics, they'll stop. And then, it builds the viewership. So we all do it. But does it take away from the core values of who you are as a person? No. Does it take away from what you truly believe? I would like to hope not, right? Because whatever you're being theatrical about is exactly what you should be about when you're not being theatrical. Yeah? So people shouldn't get it twisted. And every YouTuber have the ability to cuss out your parts. Because we have to be like that. Because there are some people that will go hard and don't know them place. But likewise, we can also be very diplomatic when we are dismissing those of no interest to our platform. So it's like, somebody come and like say them want to come reprimand and talk about why it is that I'm spinning narrative and involving 99 and Ray. Let me tell you something. There are certain things I don't say that I do because that would, blatantly give myself away and put myself in a position for legal trouble. Yes? I'm an idiot. Yeah? But let's just leave it as IP tracking is a thing. If I say something, I've got more than just what you can see. Now bother with it. So he does his little foolishness. I'm going like him now do nothing. Reporting people's channels, coming up on with his fake profile and chatting crap because him can't come with him full chest and him not brave enough. So don't get involved in my business. And come over here like say you want come turn 99 defense, because nobody no defend 99 like me. So move from here. That me I tell you. And mind your business. Mm-hmm. Footprints on the road said I could listen to you all day. Big up yourself. Alright. So CMR back in was supposed to be the big news. I must see that. You message me on Messenger. Okay, big up yourself, sis. I'll take a look out for it. Alright. I wonder if the church not afraid to have CMR in their church or run their children at church. Power of the Lord will keep everybody safe, eh? Did you see him put up the videos with the basketball game? Of course he had to be filming the cheerleaders' backsides. I said, watch there. Watch man a film young girl in a skirt. Look. Look on him Insta. Watch him a film the little young college girl them. And I get them rocks off. Because surely filming that part wasn't necessary. But you wanted to hold on to that memory, didn't you? Didn't you, dirty CMR? I'm snacking on ready salted Walker's crisps. Potato chips. He loves them young. Did you get info from the fix? No, so I'm never reach out to them, Tallops. Let's see what for them agendas I'm reach out to them for. Yo, Tallops, let me tell you something. You see me? As much as me not a big YouTuber, me is a little YouTuber. Nobody know more than me, you know. Me not running from people. Nobody know more than me. I tell you straight, me not care how big it is, you know more than me. Me running from the fix for. I see exactly what they're about. I leave it at that. They will use their platform if they want to talk about whether or not they were embarrassed. They will chat it on them page. When you're a platform holder, you have to know which channels can cross boundaries. You understand? I think a more mature version of her would have responded to this situation very differently. When she looks back at the situation in the future, I wonder how she'll feel. The poor wife busy trying to stay slim as a pin. Sizzling hot, eating up, I don't alone say it. You understand? I'm just trying to be the picture perfect, ideal body size and type. All I try build bottom. Boy, I really watch Happy Wife all the time, because sometimes you just say something to irritate people, but Happy Wife do it over TikTok a beat her bad. Happy Wife tell her straight say, he will never want you. You is the wrong size and the wrong age. And I mean say so, and she say so. Guys, I'm having a carby meal. You see, whenever it's that time of the month, I can't do 0 carbs altogether. So I had a jacket potato, I had a packet of crisps. But I had my jacket potato with tuna and salad and mayo and cheese. But once I've eaten these 3 things, whereas somebody would have had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, this is actually my dinner and my lunch and my breakfast in one. Then the only thing I'll have after this is a cup of tea and water till tomorrow. Oliver Summers, what's a poor thing? She could be low-key jealous of our daughter. Remember when she looked at her mother and said, Mommy, I look just like you. And most mothers would have found that to be such a proud moment. The way she blanked the girl. No response. Like she say, you're right, or that's why I'm gonna look for you. Who said wrong size and wrong age? Nadia. Happy Wife Club. She said nobody can make her get upset or unhappy. But yet she's always been pointing the things that hurt her when she go live. She's confusing. Exactly. She's saying that, but she's actually responding to all of us. She's responding to all of us. Every time she comes live, she responds. You know, she has to. Because she's human. So, just own it, Chrissy. I know me, yo. Sizzling at I know me do that, you know. OMGGGTV do that. I think this is on OMGGGTV. Them talk about the plate. The paper plate. Me? You think that them could make me go buy a plate and me use paper plate for reduce my chores? Okay. I'm telling you straight, say a paper plate I do it, you know. But I have my crockery for when we have proper sit down meals and special occasions. But day to day, a paper plate. And the body now wants a paper plate and come wash the plate them. And that mean I tell you no. But if you say anything will make them look less, them have to run out. Them have to run out because it can't be said that them standards are dropping. It's a big pressure, you know? A big pressure. One big pressure, my loves. But one them kind of pressure there. Then no, you can get criticized, but I always a cut up watermelon instead cut up every other type of fruit. Yo, me can't but I know. If you love watermelon, you love watermelon. But I'm surprised that the kids weren't getting teased about that watermelon thing, because there's a whole meme about watermelon and black people. You know what I'm saying? Fried chicken. But then stop chop up it. Watermelon, I chop up back another fruit. No, the watermelon a present. I'm just like, stop. Stop responding. Just do you. Do your thing. If you know that you got literally nothing to worry about, do your thing. Do your thing, man. She means her, and I noticed too how the other sisters. Yes, Jordia, there is definitely something with the way the other sisters are towards that little girl. They're very condescending towards her, and I tell you, they treat her like Cinderella. Just watch. They treat her like Cinderella. You know. And even when you saw how Kyra was like, she wants to sit down to try on her shoes. That's the way to talk to the little girl. Yeah, but she's in my way. You know, like, tell her to move. And she said it with expectation. Now just imagine. Let me just give you a scenario. Imagine if that man is there with his daughters, his biological daughters, and they're going, why can't you come home? Why can't you come to the house? Why you gotta be in this apartment? And look at OC the pan, I miss you, daddy, I want you to come home. And him look upon them and say, guys, you all know that because of Jin, I can't. What do you mean because of Jin? Because of what Jin said, I can't. I'm not for say. Be mean to Jin, you know. Enough, you say. When you don't talk to Jin, you know. What you think I gonna happen? All of them are gonna go home. When them a huddle and a talk at night time or upstairs on them little iPad, it's so annoying that Jin cause daddy to not be here. Yeah, she talks too much. Yeah, that's why I can't stand her. I wish she wasn't here. She's only our half sister. I'm giving you scenarios and people that can definitely go so, cause that's so peakness there. Yeah? And worse up here, girl. When the cattiness switch on, when the cattiness switch on, and I just want her to get out of my way because our dad could be here and we could be doing so many cool things right now and da 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 da. Yeah. And mommy's just been shouting at us a lot because daddy's not here. On a simple thing, so is a scenario we are gonna just easy for us deal with like that. Cause me assure you say me can take one look pan she and know say you see this silent treatment where she get her supporters them were adults. I bet you she hard to tell the pitney them the things them what them need for you. Come again, take one look on her and see that she's an inexperienced mom. That she's still growing in how to communicate. And some of us are at different stages where we can spot that. Some people have never been mothers that communicate, so they're just going to see this as normal. But I can just imagine how. Because remember, now we are dealing with a woman. We can't even say much in our Bible studies. She have to make our teenage daughter take the lead. You can't hear she sit down with the kids and I explain to them what good touch and bad touch is. And the fact that daddy was accused of bad touching your older sister. And you mustn't treat her differently. And you must keep her safe and comfort her. You can imagine that conversation with Christy and the bit of them? I bet you not. Dilbert, where you baby? Watch your graduates, Dilbert, baby, they're on the live. Dilbert, come on and talk about hi, baby. Dilbert, where your baby there? May I try find her in the chat, cause I know me. I know me, my love. The ringleader of that conversation, Misty, yes, cause she's the diva, you know. So yes, absolutely. It's not just him. The mother could be doing it too because someone has to take the blame for the situation. Yes, Faith. Yes, absolutely. But you know that when remember, you know, them see them father as a dominant figure. So when things are happening in the household that mom will not budge on, they will then go and complain to dad, thinking that dad will then force the hand of mom. You understand? So when they're seeing that their own father is being rendered helpless as a result of what Jin has done, then the resentment is going to be twice fold. You understand? It's going to be twice fold. Nikki Nixie Fimbright. Christina says, no, sir. Chrissy can't even construct a good sentence, just twanging and really bad grammar. Exactly. Her presence is hardly seen in the blog, so this child isn't happy or comfortable around her siblings and her, much less the mother. Yes. And you can see the tension in her body language and stuff. We saw a few vlogs where she was featured, but honestly, people, I'm going to tell you the truth. I genuinely believe that a lot of the vlogs that we were seeing where she was featured and she was the center of attention. And I'm not talking about her birthday ones because they always do a birthday one for each child. I'm talking about the in-between ones where she's given that center space and there's a lot of attention being showered on her and stuff. I think that that's done for the purpose of CPS. I think that's being done for the purpose of the Child Protection Services caseworker, to see that this little girl is being bonded with and being treated well, etc., etc. There is going to be a time, and you notice she said something quite fundamental in that live, when she said that we have now come to the end. And I'm thinking that this could very well be the end, as in a signing off of the case from CPS. It could be. And if it is, then yeah, there's nothing stopping that man going back in. You hear me? She feels inferior to Jay and putting her forward on vlogs would appear to the public that she values Jay, but it is envy. A very interesting perspective. I'd hate to think that. This mother could be doing that and being jealous of her child. You know, that would, but I'm telling you that when I watched, you know, that video that everybody was analyzing, the birthday one, where she was wearing the little peach outfits. When I was watching that vlog and Chrissy entered the room, you know, the one where he was putting his hand around her shoulder. And like I said, I did not see what a lot of people saw, but I wasn't the only person who saw what I saw. So what I saw was he was there giving her all this attention, cooning over her, and, you know, making her feel extra special. And then he put his arm around her and she held on to his hand. Now everybody said that that looked like she was stopping his hand from descending and going close to her chest. I saw somebody who was extra comfortable with him, and that she was holding on to his hand, because when I was looking at even the hand play, there was movement of the fingers, you know, like somebody playing with your hand. There was movement of her fingers with his. And I was like, that's a bit comfortable. And then when the mother came in and walked past, her body language froze. She looked downwards and stared off into space. Like, she looked like, oh my God, has she seen the interaction between he and I? Is she upset about the interaction between he and I? And then when the mother came round and started brushing the hair, by that point he moved off and started brushing her hair, she kept her head hanging down. That body language looked like guilt. It looks like guilt and embarrassment. It looked like that to me. So I don't know what it was. But if we are going along the lines of your arguments, then, as Misty said, it could be that she's feeling that comfortable because of what he's been doing, thinking that she's the special one, and then feeling guilt when her mother enters the room, and maybe the mother is wondering why he spoils her so much. Because, you know, I don't want to say that Christy knew exactly what was going on, but maybe she picked up on some red flags and didn't act, and saw that, listen, he was very, very, you know, all about his stepdaughter, and she probably was a bit jealous. Who knows? You saw that too. Exactly. Everyone lies. No, I am not turning on the lights, and I am not your sweetheart. So for that, you shall definitely not remain. Bye-bye. How does one go from being banned for life, from being near Jay, to being back in the house? Well, it's easy. Trish Dawn, think about it. Like I said, when the police gave the instructions or the information, that is what CPS had as its condition. Now, CPS conditions are not court litigation, they are CPS conditions, right? If CPS perceives that things have moved on, they are at liberty to change their conditions. if they no longer perceive a threat, if they have effectively given the impression to CPS that they are not together, yeah, that their relationship is not close, and that she has taken steps to remove him, therefore he goes and lives in another flat, it looks like she's being a responsible mother. And if they think that she has done that to protect the daughter, then is there any reason for them to keep insisting on visiting, insisting on this, that, and the third? And if he's continuing to do his therapy, and everybody's doing their therapy, doing the same means of the therapy done, but they're satisfied with the progress of the therapy and the fact that he's committed to therapy and everybody seems to be healing well and they can sign it off. It's not court of law, it's CPS. Or I should say, is it Department for Family Services, DFS? Is that what you guys call it over there? If her husband has shown interest in her daughter, she could very well be angry with her daughter that she could be in the interest of her husband and is treating her like the other woman. Faith. That's a serious statement. That's a very, very serious statement. That could have been true. You know what I'm saying? So just to understand legal processes, it is important that you understand the difference between child protection services and the court. When it's a court matter, that's a legal matter, be it civil or criminal. So at the end of the day, when the court says something, there can be serious consequences if they're breached. Of course, there can be consequences as well if you breach the conditions of CPS. But even in breaching such, there's going to have to then be an intervention of legislation that can either say the children need to be taken away from you, and other things can come out of that. But their concern and their priority, even after the dismissal of a case, is the safety and well-being of the child. The safety and well-being of the child. So a closed or dismissed case does not mean that there isn't a safety issue where the child is concerned. So they would have to risk assess that situation to make sure that all harm has been removed. So if it is that, listen, I'm just giving you a scenario where it can done quick. If she look on CPS and say, I am not with that bastard after what he did to my child, okay? I have kicked him out. He doesn't even live here. He's gone. All right? We are no longer together. We're no longer involved. And the only communication we have is around the other children. Even if you notice, should you ever see us appear in blogs, you don't see any intimacy between us at all. We do not really communicate. Any communication from my side is about the children. I keep him at arm's length and I do not allow him to go anywhere near Jay. And I never will because it's over. All right? Okay. They keep visiting 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, going on 4 months. No sign of him around the place. Him have him on a place. Him, it's clear that they're in separate homes. She's thriving. All these pretty vlogs just about her. That lovely speech, how much she loves her daughter. This. Everything by the book. Clockwork. Showing that she's being that nurturing, caring, protective mother who prioritizes the needs of the child. Bam. They then go, yo, there's no need, man. There's no risk here. They're fine, and she's doing well. She's happy now. And Mr. Man isn't even in the house. Sign off on that. Lift conditions. Here you go. We have no reason to be concerned about your family. Bounce. And then she goes, can't come back here, no. It's over. What's to stop it? Unless there's another incident, even if you contact child protection. Me telling you what me read, what people do, Even if they make contact again and say, CPS, so the man gone back in the house and the man there. I see evidence of the man there. You don't see any imminent harm towards the child. You think they're gonna get involved in that? And if they do and turn up and go, oh, how comes we signed off on the case and then you're now with the guy? What's that about? At that point, She can look at CPS and say, move, you know what, sitting not from half of my step. Me reconcile with my husband, what I go do about it? Nothing they can do. I'm full of dead people. Hold on there. Nothing they can do. It has to get to the case where there's another charge, there's another situation, and then no, then we'll come down and are 10 times harder because it had happened before. Understand? If the case was cleared by CPS, there'd be no reason to edit the video of him in the house. No. Maybe. Let us see. But I haven't checked my emails because, like I said, the ladies that said that they were doing their reporting, they should by now have had a response from CPS. And I'm certain that if anything came out of that report, they would not only have been messaging me on they would not only have been messaging me on Messenger, they would have been ringing me on Messenger to tell me say yes, they make a report and sit and come out tight. You understand? The mere fact that my phone has been quiet tells me exactly what I told them. Nothing will come out tight. And they sent the lady, because that one lady, she sent the previous lady sent the stuff for the, what you call it, the porridge, and nothing come out of that. I read you guys that email. And the next lady says she sent the clip with him in the house and everything and the edits and everything that she did to show that she removed it. And the mere fact that I haven't heard anything yet, I'm pretty certain nothing has come out of it. Nothing. Because as I told her, there is no indication of the girl being in the space at the same time. He may be in the house, but there's no indication of that. And, you know, that might make a difference. It might not, but I'm just saying. I don't understand. No one is standing with Jay in the family. Oh, so Sims channel says that's not how it works. CPS can reopen the case if they found out she's lying. Well, I suppose they can. If that's the law over there, they can't over here. They can't over here. Over here, you can do the things them and get them out of your life, and then unless there is another incident, i.e., be it domestic abuse or you know, some molestation or SA or something, then they don't have any reason to come back. They may be aware of it and know that you're back with your abusive partner or your predatory partner, but they won't say anything. But in her vlog, why would he use that bathroom and not the one in the bedroom? Maybe he's staying in the guest room. Maybe. Who you talking? You talking the brother? This or him? Oh, you mean when he's at the back? Yeah. Remember that didn't they come in from the gym? Wasn't there some gym thing involved? So maybe he was changing. That makes me believe she knew of his tendencies, and she even said she has 5 children. What she expect when children play with children? I just wish Jay father said our family gets involved, side of family gets involved and take her out of that situation. Can you imagine what she's going through with her in the house back around her? Boy, I don't know. First thing, if the reports aren't writing with correct legal language wording, CPS will brush it off as hearsay. Yes, so anyone thinking of submitting a report has to write it according to the statutes. Okay, right. Well, that's something I can pass on to the ladies, that they need to be using the right statutes, right? In order to get a response. Thank you, TTQ. I'll let them know that. She'll fool herself if she doesn't realize the long-term effects this will have on Jay and the other kids. This is all sad. It is. It's totally different here. Cases don't end so quickly and be reopened. Also, CPS cases are legal cases here. Okay, interesting. All right. In our case, it's civil. So civil cases means that it's within the rights of whichever department to adapt according to outcome. So I don't know if it's any different there. In other words, they don't have to go to a court to get things signed off if they decide to change direction. So that's what I meant, right? So yeah, I mean the law is underpinning everything, but they don't need permission. In other words, they don't need to go to the police to say, "Oh, we're going to change this," or they don't need to go to a judge and say, "Oh, we're going to change this approach." They can just do it. If the child is not directly harmed or affected, CPS will not take on the reports. Exactly. Exactly, Sansha. That's what I was telling the ladies. I was like, you guys, all right, the only thing that you can do is just keep building a picture if that's what satisfies you, because they were not listening to me when I said don't bother. So they were insistent. And I was like, okay, if you're going to do this, then just know that all you're doing is building up a picture for the caseworker. But if there's no imminent harm, reasonable, harm, then they're not going to respond to it. And the first one, it did not happen. So I'm not sure. And as I said, if the second one happened, I would have heard by now. I wonder if she still supports her because I don't recall her speaking about it. Oh, she spoke about it indirectly, Alexa. Indirectly. Remember, she did a whole thing about how mothers mustn't hide when certain things happen in their household and not choose man over them pitney and something like that. You know how she do her thing. She not really come out straight as say certain things, and that's understandable, especially when the person that's involved is somebody that you know. But she made her stance clear. The perpetrator of my incident has to stay 500 feet away from my survivor, and this is Trinidad. Yeah. But you know why that is survivor's hands? Because you insisted that that happened. You, as the mother, stood in the corner of your child and made sure that that protection was in place. This is not the case in this scenario. In this scenario, we have a very yellow bellied mother who is using Christianity as her cloak and dagger to basically execute her weak behavior. So she ain't gonna stand for all that to make sure that happens. Yes, and indirectly. That's right, Christina, she did. She did it indirectly, but it was obvious. Yes, sizzling hot. We're not fool. We know anti work, man. We know. So we're not we not question that, right? But I'm just saying, and also likewise, people don't confuse social media interactions and stuff necessarily with genuine friendships, right? Even if you see them on camera together, it's all content. Okay, don't get it twisted. It's all content. There are people who are real real friends in a real life, and then there are those who are collaborative alliances, and when the alliance no longer suits, it's an easy drop. Easy drop. Easy drop. And you have to kind of think on that level to understand how thick skinned you have to be as a social media content creator. You can't be thin skinned at all. Your back off a broad and your skin off a thick. Yes. And if you don't have that quality, you're not going to survive out here. If everything that happens affects you and your ball and you're going in your shell, then you're not going to survive out here. And one thing is for certain, these characters, them skin thick, they've been around for long enough. But what they don't have is tact. And what they don't have is the ability to communicate effectively around this very sensitive subject and how much it has affected their audience. You understand? They don't know how to balance the scale, because had they done it and done it well, there would be no reason for us to have this discussion. All right, hold on 1 second. My son has just come in from school. Hey, can I lock you up? Sorry. For some reason, I thought you were too because I'm on the phone. It's sunny out there. The weather isn't bad at all. Sorry about that, guys. They don't have tact, but they sure think and move tacky. I like the video before watching. I'm listening. Okay, Renee, thank you. Every time the man shame or them dress up go church, but this time to how it won't rub out, they'll be living in church at this point. Well, yeah, church to them thing, always bring it before the Lord. Bring it before the Lord, and the Lord will deal with it. You understand? That is the mindset of a lot of Christians, but I also know that the radical Christians believe in works as well as faith. And that it really is about you putting in those works in order to change your life, right? It was so, it was dramatically ironic listening to her talk about her relationship with God, and yet the lyrics of the songs that she was listening to when she dep on her bike, and when she in the car, a pure slackness. And I'm just like, look at hypocrite. Make it make sense. You understand? Listen to them something that you listen to. Yeah? All kind of run them and style pan them and Ray song. And then the next minute you talk about how your relationship with God is so intimate. And you've got a direct communication with the Lord. And um, it's such an intimate relationship. And nobody have to pray for me. No, nobody have to pray for me because I can't pray for myself. And I'm just like, what? Same thing, yes. No, no, sir. But you see, deeper thinkers will see these things. Superficial thinkers are not going to see it. They're just going to skip over that. You understand? And that's how it go. That's how it go, right? They genuinely cannot see beyond their nose. And as I said, especially when you have somebody who don't really spend much time to understand themselves because they're so busy caught up in what other people are saying about them, they're gonna miss these simple giveaways that tell people exactly who they are. Hopefully Jay will not hold back under pressure from contacting her new school counselor if the predator draws near to her. Sadly, she will feel accountable to have to break the family up again. The guilt is going to be overwhelming, Lala. The guilt is going to be overwhelming after going through this experience and how she was made to feel and how she feels in the house with the kids and with him and with her. She's going to hesitate to do this a second time. And she's probably going to have to either put up with it until she's old enough to actually break away, or she's going to do something drastic, but God forbid, God forbid. I just hope that he stays away from her. Point blank, period. I know that, right? I can imagine how it made you feel. Once CPS gets any abuse case, it takes 2 years to close. Especially the case was in court, make it worse. 2 years to close. Are you talking about in Florida? Sims 4 channel in the state of Florida. You sure about that? If it takes 2 years to close in the state of Florida. Because not even over here it take that long to close. Not even over here does it take that long to close, because over here it can close anywhere from 3 to 6 months. It can close depending on the circumstances and how drastic it is. It's just all bad, HDK. It won't be good for her mentally. Very unfortunate. It is. Pick up yourself, Iris. Yeah, it's going to be very, very unfortunate and very sad that she'll have to put up with this if this happens, though, because we should be careful also not to jump the gun. Big up yourself, you guys who are tapping up the screen. We should be careful not to jump the gun, because think about it. We've not literally seen him in exactly the same space, as in beside interacting with her, yet. While we have seen the brother in the studio, etc., her driving his car, we need to see them all in the same space, and then that will give a confirmation that this is now the re-established scenario. Yes, I rebuke you away from G. Yes, I do as well too, Lala. They came out of his car when they went to church. Yeah, but who was driving the car? God knows. God knows, sizzling hot. You see, this is what I'm saying. We're seeing clues, but we're seeing also gaps in the clues. We need the concrete, everybody in one space, and it not hide. And that's probably why, another reason why they're doing what they're doing, because they're keeping eyes glued on their content to look for that. So they're stretching it out as much as possible. Let them wonder whether or not, are we together, are we not together, am I in the house, am I not in the house. Let it stretch out, because the more it stretch out, the more they're gonna watch for it, and the more the views are gonna jump up. So, don't forget, these people are content creators and they're YouTubers. They know how to play the trends. They know how to ride the wave when it comes to algorithm. So don't ever think for a moment that a huge percentage of the stuff that they're doing isn't also about hooking and engaging an audience and maintaining their numbers. Big up yourself, SD. Sissing Hot says, wonder which church them got. I got camp out at Sam's and Ross and the church. No, then they'll have you up for stalking. She know people are watching, and to be honest, we won't see any unusual things happening because now they're doing more edits. Yeah. And I think that that giveaway with him being in there was a little mistake that they did not intend to reveal, because that then kind of removes some element of the suspense. That little girl's life is in danger. Jesus, Tallops don't say it. Tallops can't say so something, you see, man. You see, when Tallops says so something, sometimes my heart just goes a broop. You know what I'm saying? God forbid. No, son, I said that. No said that. Me no, sir. Me pray against that. No, that not going to happen. Because those are the only place the wife visit. That and some chicken shop or seafood boil place. Morning from the US. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Big up yourself. Yeah, people. So we're gonna leave it at that. As I said, you know, there's not much else that we can do but see how the child is treated and stuff. But I'm just letting you know that there are certain things that they're not gonna take it on board. If there is no imminent harm, if there is no obvious situation where you can say that, listen, the little girl is in harm's way, them nah go look. Them not gonna look. They've got enough caseloads as it is, with serious extreme cases. Not to say that this is not serious, but extreme cases that will take priority over a man that's going in and out of a bathroom, a downstairs toilet, with an adult in frame and no child. You know? Um, oh God. Wanna just have my heart I jump up and down in the comments, the things I'm gonna say. Kim on, big up yourself. She has enough prayers with her, yes. Absolutely, don't cease it, I beg. He must dislike her, Ishtiki. Think about it, his image is forever tarnished. Yeah. And hear him pan him something about how him hope that his children never have to endure what he does for them to not never be without her, something like so. And I'm wondering, when he says his children, I wonder if that includes Jay or not. Maybe he's talking about his biological kids. Who knows? And she's not a part of that picture. But then, allegedly, she liked a post where he was speaking about how he put up his picture, and he was speaking about how he's not supposed to look like what he'd been through, and Chrissy was the one who taught him not to look like what he'd been through. So basically he's saying that Chrissy teach him how to fake it, you see it? How to fake it till him make it, you understand? And she never realized that even that is a part of not having accountability. Yeah, because if you're true to your feelings, to thine own self be true. To thine own self be true, right? Him always, I say his 4 girls always calls Jay's name. Okay. In this case, he never was specific, but I'm hoping that it does include her. I'm over this sick name family. Yeah, I'm over them too, Brenda. I'm not gonna lie. They've become boring now. They've become boring. That's the same way she's teaching Jay to fake it. Yes. Completely. Yeah, completely the case. Completely the case. She has taught her to fake it. Because even when she was doing that opening of the presents and stuff, and she was, I think it was for her birthday, and she was like, "Oh my God, I really like this bag. It's so aesthetic." It's like she was taught that word to say it in the vlog. You can say it's aesthetic, and she was saying aesthetic for literally everything. And I'm like, who's telling Jay to say aesthetic every 5 seconds? Oh, it's so aesthetic, and I so love this because it's aesthetic, and it looked like a performance at some points. She was genuinely happy. She was, but her expression was more for the camera than it was for her mother. That one. She's not safe around him. This time, if he does it again, he will go to the point of seriously hurting. Yeah, yeah. If God forbid, should the scenario repeat, it will be a lot more extreme. It will be a lot more extreme. It will be a lot more harmful to everybody involved. And I really and truly hope it doesn't get that way. And worse, like how he's been going to gun range, etc., etc. Hey, we've read about these stories, haven't we? We don't want that for them. So hopefully God got them and it don't get to that stage. But I see it in him. I definitely see it in him. Definitely see him and see it in him. He's back as in he's in the house, but we don't know if he's back as in living there. We've seen him visiting. She should know that the faking is heavy after a while. No wonder she appears unhinged in front of the camera. The Adams family is now boring. Tired of them. Yeah, if it wasn't for them prolonging the issue, they would get no views. Yeah. Like, don't know. That's why I kept saying we were on to talking about other subjects, and then they came out with some BS apology fat. We make we have to talk about it again. It's like when you're not in the limelight, stay out the limelight, no? Cause we don't want to talk about you all the time. But every time you keep putting yourself in the limelight, and we talk about everything that's trending. You want to keep trending, and you're keeping trending for the wrong things. This is the thing. It's not like you're keeping trending for something that's awesome and great. But we are bored of you, man. From she put Jay in front of the camera, she has been putting on the performance of her life. Oh God. Jano. Have we seen him around a girl? No, Samaj. That's the thing. That's the only thing that we have not seen. We have not seen him around Jay. He's in the house. He's around his other children. He's around Chrissy. But we haven't seen him around the girl at all. And that's the fundamental issue. You understand? That's the fundamental issue. And then come out trying to act mad that people are talking about them dirty lifestyle. Let me not tell you. It's just gotta help her by giving her strength to speak up. And this was her moment to leave, but she didn't take her way out. She has continued to put her daughter in danger. Well, people, we're gonna see what they do. We're gonna see what they do, obviously. But I will obviously bring you other subjects, other topics to talk about in the meantime. And then hopefully if anything significant happens, then you will, you will get some feedback from me. And as I said, if the report that was made to CPS was of any value, then I will alert you. I'll probably just put something in the comments at this stage. I can't be bothered to come live just to talk about that. Yep. All right. So make sure you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Literally almost 100% likes. Big up on yourself. Considering how many people are on the live and how many likes there are, I appreciate you. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later. This is your girl, Head Teacher K, and I'm out. Bye bye.